If you got 5 of them side by side pushing up catwalk with USPs just beneath, then magic can happen. There it is. iLMaZer and FaceCrack with a couple of kills, and they've got that ramp control shut down on the A site. That is forced to pick up pistol.
A confident shooting there by Mr. FaceCrack himself. Very well done. Looking nice there on the ramp. And there's not much strategy to it. It's all about popping heads when it comes to a cat play like that. So good to see. Very well done for forZe. Again, a lot more on the line for MIBR, just to recatch up. Basically, if MIBR win this, then there's a chance that they meet forZe in the finals. Yeah. But they also have to have AVANGAR lose. forZe, on the other hand, are good. They have locked this in. It basically just comes down to who plays against them. Here we are on Dust 2.
How absolutely ridiculous would it be if the 2 teams who were expected to play the play-in for the event wind up being the 2 teams in the finals of the event?
Kind of. I mean, they both were at the major. Pretty good teams.
Well, yeah, if you put it that way. What are you, an analyst?
But yeah, competition is thick. They kind of had, I guess they had the fact that, you know, their stand-ins in the tournament in 2 teams, like 2 of their best competition, MIBR and ENCE, that they get to play against. So that's a boon for them, and they took advantage of that. The slow starts have affected everybody else, whereas forZe and AVANGAR, they actually had a slow start as well, but forZe did not. And as the underdogs, that's definitely the most integral part for them, is making sure they capitalize on every moment, which they have been, which these Deagles have been in this round.
We got some dirty pistols in this round. Oh, this is a tempting one for Fallen. Oh, and he sees his shoulder. Oh, you turned at the wrong time, Flit. But he was not clicked upon by Fallen. Kind of stuck here. We've got Taco to the top of mid on very little health. Fallen's just going to go ahead and get that bomb down. Take what you can get. The bomb plant starts this off. Retake 2v2. Again, Taco's not in the mix, so Fallen can just do a good job of dipsy-doodling. Oh! Okay, yeah, get dipsy-doodled. Next up's Jerry, walking in with an M4 versus the Deagle, and again, he's gonna finish this. Pistols on the force buy for the Brazilians to the win.
Absolute body bags. 4 kills that round from Deagles, 2 from Taco, 1 from Fur, I think.
Yeah.
Or sorry, that would make it all 5. Okay, here's Lucas with the Deagle, excuse me, and then he gets another face crack on. There it is, all 5 kills.
Taco with 1, Fallen with another double. Picking them all up and instantaneously swiping it back into their control. A couple Kriegs, an AK and an M4. Deagles and a Scout is what force back with. XANTARES keeps some cash in the bank for when he wants to pull out the cannon. And for the time being, it's flipped back on Goose. XANTARES with the Scout towards Cat. Come on, face him. Misses his shot, though. Obviously, Lucas just going to keep this pressure up. No movement yet from forZe elsewhere. No long A plays, just sitting in their bomb sites. You know, the question always is, like, how much do you want to risk in a round like this when you know you need to make space?
Yeah.
But they seem content to just sit and wait.
Yeah, at least they have these hand cannons, so they can kind of take long lines of sight and prey on these kind of precious opportunities. The problem is obviously when you play a passive setup, you have 1 chance to get a nice shot, and then everything after that feels a bit random or involves repeats. There's a shot missed by Z-Power. He's going to fall back. There's iLMaZer here at the corner of long. Luke is going to go ahead and dismantle the crossfire at A, and he won't be able to get a kill in pit either. 2 pistols remaining on Jerry and FaceCrack, and they are on long rotates over to the site. Bomb will most certainly go down. Round will most certainly be won. But how many exit kills can we get? Because it is still early territory.
Fur tucks himself away. Sits and waits. Curious that we're finishing all these rounds here on Dust 2, Mohan. It seemed like an Inferno and Train kind of day yesterday. We've swapped things up before we get into the finals. Are you overall content with the MIBR we've been able to see so far?
For the match,
coming on Train and Inferno, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So, did we cast the Inferno?
I retract that statement.
Because we did.
Saw them on Train.
Yeah, so we saw them on Train, and Train looked good to me. And I think yesterday Fallen was like the standout player of the tournament. Like, all teams aside, even though they had one tie. So it's, to me, I don't know. I think they looked pretty good. I feel like we didn't see KNG at full force, but we saw him hit amazing shots. It seems like he works in the system really well. I like the double up setup approach that they have. It seems to be working. They both seem to have enough space to get opportunities. Good signs, I'd say, in general. It is a shame though, like that he has to replace Coldzera of all players, right?
Right,
like,
of course.
He is like the same tier as Coldzera. To have to replace him just means like, are you expecting to just simply be as good as you were with Cold, or can you be better? And that's the burning question.
Face Crack has Molly's move past. His 2 deke shots not going to hit their mark. Taco makes the most of that flashbang from Fallen, and Fur will do the exact same jumping Zeus. Nope. I was excited. And now I'm just disappointed. Near Zeus kills. We almost had one last map too. If you guys were with us over on the C stream, we had Nip playing Zeus's in mid doors. The Zeus, man. You got to play that more often.
I mean, it's a cheap gun. It's,
yeah, just no reward.
It's
you know?
good. Just watch some Ricky demos. Ricky
demos, bro.
Watch some Ricky demos. Find his favorite spots. He's got a couple of cool ones on train. He's got one on Dust 2. And he almost always gets kills. I mean, it makes it scary to go on eco hunts when you know he's there. It's very practiced Zeus angle. So another kill comes out. Almazer. Is that Almazer?
I call him Almazer.
Almazer. Okay.
Almazing.
Yeah, so amazing, so amazing. Chatter in the MIBR camp. It's pretty simple. You go out to long for anti-ecos.
Of course.
Why not? You know, that's just the safest way to go. You're fearful of a stack, but most of the time it's still just generally the best option. That's what you'll see a lot of the times in CS. Right side of the map here. And now a lot of the teams making presence down mid quickly. There's some spam coming out, and they're kind of causing distractions and a lot of chaos so they can sneak out the mid double doors. KNG has made a lot of progress. They are almost certainly going to run into this shot. That's a fantastic little adjustment. A nice micro flick from him to take Flit out of the round. And this allows them to pounce on B. They've got this clamp coming in from the tunnels as well.
I wish you luck, Face Crack. And but despite being blind, he does drop bomb. Doesn't hold them off long enough for Jerry to get out of the smoke. So this is MIBR with absolute and total control of the B bomb site. Good mid split, good opening by KNG, and I think you really hit it on the head there, Mohan, when you mentioned Fallen creating all of this chaos towards long A, kind of gets them with their pants down, not expecting KNG to have extended so far outwards. And then the icing on the cake is not only does KNG get that chance at a killer shot, but he hits him just through the edge of the box. Flit never saw it coming. And MIBR moved to 4.
Sometimes when a player gets like that much control, they get a little worried. They're like, wow, I got so far out.
Yeah, I must have done something wrong.
Maybe I slow this down. And instead, he makes sure to keep continuing at that pace and just really puts himself out there for a moment. And that's exactly what MIBR needed. So it's good to have plays like that. And it's a very simple strategy. You're going to see it happen a lot. If a team feigns long control after 3 rounds of going long, you're probably going to believe it, right? So that's what they try to capitalize on. But Flit obviously had another thing coming. So what will we see now? That's just one of many strategies you can employ that are fast, that work just as well as slow ones here on Dust 2. It's a very simple map from that perspective. Okay, round begins. Face Crack, weak on just a 5-7, but Z-Power has an AWP at the very least. They'll only be going up against the one of MIBR. We'll see if that changes in the second half, but Z-Power wins that duel versus KNG straight up. It's 4-on-4 though, as Fur trades, and that leaves Flit wondering, does he want to pry over top of Cat? Molotov comes in his direction, but he's already passed it.
Yeah, he just can't make noise on the descent. 2 bodies with nades in hand. That's easy pickings for Flit, shooting fish in a doorway. Taco takes the place of his fallen comrades. Him and Lucas are looking to scramble back in with this 2 versus 4. Almazer posted, mollied out, so he just sprints back to safety, gets away unscathed. How do you play a 2v4 in Dust 2?
There's a number of ways. Normally on other maps, when your low numbers, going to mid is actually great after you burn some time off the clock, just because people are more prone to play sites, because that's where the bomb needs to go. So if you just 2-2 sites, you're probably going to win. So as a tease, you're thinking, okay, well, we can avoid that action, go mid, try to perform kind of a crummy split. Instead, they're going to B, which is also correct here. They don't know it, but there's just a 5-7 defending. It was the weakest part of the map. They made a good read, or just got a little lucky. Either way, the round's not over. forZe's small gap in the defense.
Yep. Run boost again. Get him across the door.
Don't run too far.
No! With the spray down. Not going to find its mark. Now Lucas just outgunned. They swarm inwards, knowing that if he was flying like that, Launders,
Yeah.
Buddy was nearby.
There's somebody nearby. Where there's smoke, there's Lucas. That run boost seems flawed, just because I think the only way it really makes sense is if you run boost like right into the corner. But anybody in the door, they just have so much vision of you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Taco was opping and inaccuracy played into his favor, he hits the shot as soon as he lands. But with a rifle, you're so disfavored.
You'd really have to do it like right alongside the wall and the doorway, so you're thrown underneath the window where that standard plant for
Otherwise, you're
tunnels
just in such wide.
You're staring at a wide open doorway with nothing but inaccuracy.
So.
Tough luck.
I think it makes sense that forZe won that round, though. They didn't know there was just a 5-7. MIBR didn't know there was a 5-7 and B, so you don't want to say, oh, tactically speaking, well, MIBR deserved to win that round. It seemed like they got a bit fortunate there. Just couldn't push it couldn't close it out. So now Z-Power bouncing around up the top of the site. We've got Jerry here at fence. He's not going to peek. And that's a fine opportunity to get a kill. Fur ends up trading, and KNG wins his duel. Revenge for him.
Nicely done. Z-Power was flashed back by Flit, tries to go in for that second peek. There's just so many bodies in the way. Now you're Molotov'd out of the B-bomb site. You've got no tunnels control, fallen all the way back in T-spawn. I mean, all right, there's a world where FaceCrack actually bests him, and then maybe we see forZe move into this retake attempt. But it's not like they have to force the issue now. You know, we are early days in this CT side. They're going to try to make the most of this angle. Oh, dropping off just as Taco would have exposed himself. And Flit still manages a kill.
Yeah, probably one that he was going to get off of that boost. It's hard to say if he was the one who fell off by accident or if they just gave up in accordance with each other. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's early days. There's no reason not to save.
Yeah. You're not that scoreline where your hand and decisions are kind of forced by way of desperation.
Oh, wow.
Exit kills?
These are really good exit kills. Oh, if Flit was able to manage that second one. And Taco still goes down. They could have kept 3 guns up and had Taco go down. That would have been fantastic. So MIBR come away with the round, but it's a round where they only keep one alive. They've taken hits in all of these previous rounds, been whittled down slightly. So it's not going to be a free up-and-coming round, and because of the gun saved, gotta wonder, is everyone going to be able to buy? Yeah, okay, looks like they have more of a bank than I assumed. They've still got one kind of set of buys next round for everybody, which is good.
Got one loaded in the chamber.
Cool to see Z-Power and KNG going head-to-head.
Yeah, these are 2 promising offers. Z-Power was really making waves in Berlin. Almazer not going to be able to connect his shots there. Doorway held by Jerry. He just gets pummeled. Bullets and splinters aplenty flying through door. Back he goes. Spam shots the other way. Insignificant damage to KNG means this is a round for MIBR.
Yeah, I just want people to remember the flash that came in.
Yeah.
So it was a little wide. It took a little bit long to pop. It wasn't a perfect pop flash. But let's say somebody's playing anti-flash and a perfect flash comes out. They turn as soon as they hear the pop and then they can shoot. In this situation, sometimes it's good to throw a bad flash because you force someone to turn in an awkward time while you're running out, or you throw a flash beside you. You don't even care if it pops on time. You just want to be able to come out knowing that you've displaced the aim of the person who's waiting for you. In that situation, he was in the site. He had seen the flash. He knew when to dodge it. But when he had to turn and readjust, they came flooding out, and that made it just as effective as actually blinding them. And sometimes that's the goal, especially if the other team is prepared for what you want to do. So that's a very, very, very clean round. That's one of the reasons why B is so susceptible on Dust 2, just because it's so often that players play here by themselves. And whether they're good or not, it's still only one person. And the other thing is it's hard to assist sometimes, especially if you don't have somebody on the right side of the door. And I mean specifically, right? You could have a mid to B player playing inside CT spawn, but for him to get from the CT spawn to the right side of the door is a whole battle. They have to show themselves to cross, or they have to throw a smoke in the door to cross, or they have to have someone flash over. They risk taking damage, getting spotted, or even getting killed, which again makes B a lot weaker. On the negative, though, for the teams entering B, if you go just through the tunnel, you only have 1 choke point, right? It's kind of like Banana on Inferno. Apart from that, even other small sites have at least 1 more way to get in. So it's brutal. It's brutal from both sides. But MIBR found a way to exploit it here versus forZe.
Second time forZe is just giving away a round, opting to keep their guns instead. A little bit of tag damage through the door, but Z-Power gets the best of Fallen. He's lucky to be alive, however. 13 HP. All that remains after KNG gets a piece of him. Ooh, headshots coming out from Jerry. A dink and he finishes it off. Taco down to the count. Going to be joined by Lucas and a third. Fourth for Jerry. No. Matt goes dry, but Flit's there to trade it. Excellent hold on long.
That was peak efficiency. That was beautiful. He was just wringing them dry. That was so good. Almost every bullet hit, it felt like. You know, wasn't headshots, but just... Yeah, straight from the toes to the head. That was good.
I really liked there was an interview earlier with Frankie, Zeus, and Jerry.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to see, you know, Zeus kind of trying to prop up Jerry. Because if you think of these new CIS leaders that are, you know, new team captains that can try to take a page out of Zeus's encyclopedia of Counter-Strike, Jerry's going to be one of them. Boomich also next in line. Oy, fully blind. Good assist there from Jerry off the utility. Fallen's able to trade one back, however. That's out long doors, so there's still a bit of contention going down here on long. Jerry lets one cross over, and Fallen nearly through the flames snipes him, but nope. Jerry just tucked away in safety.
Yeah, those models render differently depending on everyone's perspective, so Fallen's not just staring at a leg there. He's just making sure that his opponent can't leave.
Nice.
That was great by Jerry, just backed up to the point that it was impossible to tell how far he could have gotten, and then just goes out for the peak, knowing that Fallen's kind of intently watching the cross. Jerry doing more damage, in fact. Fantastic plays by him so far here on the A side.
Man, if he were to just dunk that frag grenade deep, he could blow Taco to smithereens. And the thing is, as well, is this long A play starts coming in from MIBR, he needs to fixate his attention. So this Molotov completely prevents Taco. 9 health, he can't afford to step through it. He can't afford to try and use the element of surprise, but Jerry doesn't hard clear his corner. Now Taco's gonna hear this easily, and they're just gonna wait for a moment so Taco can emerge, maybe? No.
Is he not coming?
No, he holds off. This is gonna give Jerry a chance at another kill, but luckily for MIBR, he's not able to hit the headshot.
Yeah, there was a moment. That was weird. Yeah, right. I wonder if Taco thought he saw him. No, I mean, surely if he thought that he saw him, that guy, Jerry would have tried to kill him.
Yeah,
but
my guess is more so just Taco doesn't want to risk it, wants to keep that mid anchor. If Jerry got pulled back, he's probably not going to go any further to clear it. Who knows, Mo? Who knows? I mean, MIBR do.
Yeah, Taco maybe.
Maybe they were confident in Lucas's and Fur's ability to clear out long. They did take it in the end from ramp and the corner, of course. So, alas, we find ourselves with a 4-point lead for the Brazilians, 7-3 on the T side here of Dust2.
All that after a great round from Jerry. I mean, he only got the 1 kill that round, but it was a really good one. It was that one on Fallen in the pit, and after that, continued to do damage, got cat control. You know, there was so much stuff there that could have gone unnoticed. But yeah, look how he takes this fight. So clinical, really smart, and just kept a mental inventory of exactly what the threats were when he was smoked out of position at car in the first place, like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, in hindsight, that kill versus face crack is a bit of a giveaway. I mean, Lucas is just crossing long, and you've got a duel versus CT spawn with a player turning his head.
Yeah,
and that then enables Lucas to clear out Jerry as well. So that's a pinpoint in the previous round that turns things on its head. Great flashbang. KNG could have been mollied out. Goes ahead and extinguishes this as Taco picks up the kill. Z-Power here, and they know KNG's in the smoke. Not a problem. He emerges, takes Almazer, establishes a 4 versus 2 with utter control of long once more. That site has crumbled. And forZe go ahead and save for maybe the 3rd or 4th time this half. You know, we're getting into that territory now where the round count is going to prevent this from happening too many more times. You've got to play for more than 3.
The good and bad about Dust 2 is that long can get a bit random at times, but some teams really favor taking it, whether it's on CT or T side, but sometimes it's just so spawn-based, you just end up losing your duels. The flash comes out a bit too early. Yeah. Someone always gets out to blue box. This guy's getting the spam through the smoke, and you don't want to fight. Well, you can fall back, you can take CAD instead. That's totally reasonable. Or you can go for an upper tunnels push, which I feel like, again, most teams just don't do that. Like, Liquid do it enough, which is great. Astralis throw it in once in a while. It's calculated. I think that side of the map needs to be abused more, but there's other options is what I'm trying to say. And even though you typically have something like 3 players at A or 2 if you have 1 opping, you can still play it in different ways. And right now it feels like MIBR are constantly taking the gambles at long, but they're paying off. They're doing a great job of actually winning a lot of the time. And so forZe should probably think about a different way to approach A. I feel like they're kind of banging their head into a wall.
You could talk to them right now. What's your suggestion?
For forZe?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Jerry's being really smart at A. I think for sure I would use them to try to perform one of the pushes we saw from like ENCE last round or last game, where they had someone walk up to the top of mid. How you guys that is obviously you take presence on cat looking to lower with an op, take a shot, have somebody else go aggressively up to the top of mid. If MIBR are going long, they're going with 3. Right, so that's already so much weaker everywhere else on the map. That's a good opportunity to either find a 1v1 or just straight up flank the long play while stopping any lurker that might be coming lower later in the round. And Jerry's opping this round, so there's actually, yeah, the adjustment now is a double op. We'll see if they just keep going back to long, and it looks like they're actually just going to try to op long as opposed to rifle it this time. Pure duel comes out. Obviously, best CT spawn is better, but they're not expecting the second op, so they kind of skip the protocol of flashing for this player. And Z-Power, oh, he's making a smart play. He knows he's going to get flanked, but he gets spammed through the smoke anyways.
Yeah. That was a hard dedication. He had 0 support. Nobody else inside of mid doors to try and flash him out. I mean, he was fully committed to the play. So while he does pick up 1 frag, you're thinking to yourself, the trade-off maybe not worth it. Almazer to the CZ. Flit could jump over box, and then if Fur extends, could be caught. I feel like if you're face crack on this B site, you're starting to sweat. Silence kind of blankets the entirety of the map.
No doubt, yeah. If someone, like, if he gets smoked out here, there's only so much Flit can do, right? He can jump up, but it's kind of going to be an expected play. Oh, there was a chance. That was pretty smart to hold on to that angle, obviously, but yeah, Jerry just falls off the stairs at the correct moment. Flash will be recovered here for Fur in the tunnels here with his teammates. And we'll go back to something we saw in like round 5. Some more all-in dedicated B hit. Face crack hearing a couple of footsteps, communicating that with his teammates. They'll make the slow rotate over. He'll look for the shot, readjust, finds it on Taco. Can he make it to no? But he's got help just in time.
Big play from Flit there. I mean, I was starting to get scared for face crack because obviously Flit closest rotation, but seeing as he was so stuck in CT spawn and that Fur had extended out mid doors, they had fought a bit and he'd fallen back then, you saw Flit slowly clearing each of the corners in mid because you don't want to get caught on an easy rotation. The moment he feels confident enough to sprint into the site, we see him pick up those 2 crisp headshots through door. You know, if he burns too much time and both those Ts are out, honed in on his peak, you'd think he's screwed. So
he, as soon as the smoke plumed in his face, he jumped up on the box, started clearing out angles, realized his teammate might be in danger. That's great by him. And the reason why I said, like, you know, that smoke is going to make things really hard for him is because he's scared to do that. It seems like a very expected play, but he does what he needs to do to help his team straight up. I mean, it's kind of selfless in that sense. Yeah, and very proactive. So I think he had all the right reasons in the world to be worried about face crack alone in B. But luckily for him, he's got great teammates who have his back at all times. I like the play from MIBR, though. They kept it simple. They didn't even send anyone out mid, who sometimes can put the round in jeopardy, especially if they die, especially if they have the bomb, especially if there's not enough tunnels presence to kill the 1B player. And they just focus on tunnels, but even that wasn't enough.
face crack plays anti-flash. Z-Power honed in with the scope. We've got just Taco on a deagle, and through the wall, he'll go down. This is a great first engagement for forZe Fallen. The bomb carrier gonna toy with the shoulder peek, and yeah, that's a gift offered to the gods. Sacrifices have been made. Burt gonna try to swing this one back with a little bit if he can, but he finds himself alone, and down he goes. Jerry with a double on mid, and forZe with a convincing round here, Launders. Nice to see them closing this half with some 5 men standing.
So the thing is, they didn't actually adapt to start winning rounds. They went back to long. They did have the op that one time, but they kind of approached long the same way. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan to see that they just like sent 3 players long once again, because the op duel is a little bit random. And KNG comes in for a peek if he pre-fires it, he could hit you. But the reason they start winning is like basically MIBR stopped going long and nothing else they're doing works as well. So we'll see. Do they want to go back to that? Or if they do, will forZe be ready? Well, Fer goes ahead and gets a quick kill on Jerry. You can see why he'd want to jump out in that moment. That makes total sense, but he does get punished. So now the T's will move off of Cat, knowing that one of their ops has been spotted. Oh my god, what a spray over top of the box. A flash to help him out with a third kill, but Fallen will take him out of the round first.
Yikes. Molotov goes a bit too far, so bomb plant's not denied. Frag grenade, if one could be thrown, would finish the round in of itself. Deagle shot not going to connect. Lucas, what are you made of? 1v3, 8 HP. And down he goes. Assists across nearly the entire kill feed. Good team play there from forZe as they establish a sixth.
Yeah. They're locking it in now. They're earning their ecos. MIBR actually did a great job with the economy in the first bit of this half. And now, as we start to wrap things up, forZe are just coming back into the fold. And I feel like it's just a matter of time to go back to basics. Nothing else has worked so far. If I'm MIBR, I'm probably calling a long hit. I don't think that forZe have shown that they can deal with it.
Okay.
And if they can get long control, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to commit to it. But if they feel like they're getting favorable trades, I mean, and you've already seen forZe send 3 people. It's not like they'll ever send more than that. But no, they're looking the other way. 4 players in tunnels. That's a key kill from Fallen. Interesting though. This push is dry. Oh, there's an op in the background. Okay.
They got to get into B, and they've got to do it now. The entirety of what remains from MIBR coming off the flash. Lucas, his flashbang obliterates Flit. Jerry can't even go for a peek. He's getting naded to smithereens. Now that bomb's going to try to cross over. The final bash of the first half coming at you hot from B. Nothing to do but go for this retake. One final attempt to lock in a 7th round from forZe. Gonna have to play off the man disadvantage. Zero utility for MIBR to try and hold this off with, but I mean, the retake nades are in. forZe, Molotov, smokes, flashbangs to come next, but KNG's got the kill. Low HP under the windowsill. Now the 1v2 from Jerry, and Lucas finishes it off.
Yeah. Good attempt, but there was a double stack there at Car. There's pretty much no chance they'd be actually able to win that, especially if they just played time in that situation.
Yeah.
So they lose it. It's a nice round from MIBR. They just go for the straight up B hit. Fallen's key player. He gets the kill at mid on the opper. Plus he's the second player that's sitting there. That allows Taco to be like, all right, go ahead. Charge forward. Don't waste any time. And Taco does eat a flash on his way out of tunnels, but it's not quite enough. They throw their own counter flash that works out quite well, and they catch someone in the door.
Yeah, Lucas, killer flashbang. I mean, he gets 2 flash assists basically. Well, I mean, 1 flash assist and flashes a player out of the take. Then gets him in the solidifying double kill at the end. So Lucas, a big player in that 15th round, giving MIBR a 3-round lead. But I mean, a 3-round lead, T side of Dust 2. You're playing versus the team who is coming into this event with clear form.
Yeah.
forZe, I mean, no way are they out of this.
Yeah, it'd be pointless to read into that. It's a pistol round that makes the difference, and there's still so much to show for forZe here in the second half. I think we saw some rough stuff. MIBR abused some stuff, and then they ended up getting away with a different piece of their game plan as well. Because when forZe performed the comeback, it was when MIBR tried to go B. It was when MIBR tried to abuse mid. So that's good. Okay, looks like we're
replay from the half.
A little bit of replay. Okay, reminisce
Some
a bit.
goodies.
Sure.
Trying to think, what were some of the gnarliest moments of this first half? The Deagle round, yeah, that was a good one. Second round of the half, MIBR forced back into it. A banger from Fallen.
Yeah, they just seem pretty good right now. They don't ever seem like super lost.
Oh my god, that was intimidating.
Energy. Yeah, they don't seem like super lost. And the forum looks good. Fer had a great map. Fallen had a great map. Those are fantastic signs.
Fantastic first signs. I mean, remember, we're talking about a brand new roster. Actually would have been a sick pistol round to cast. If Almazer pulls off this 1v5 and we... Oh, hey, yo, folks! I was just saying, watch Almazer clutch a 1v5. We've gotten back in just as the real action's about to start. I mean, he's taken down 2 and he's got a minute to work with. 3 CTs inside a B-bomb site. Oh, give him the tap.
He saw him.
The one tap dirt nap on the back of Platt. Lucas.
If you want it to be your fault, Lucas, you're going to peek.
Oh! Hey,
okay,
man.
Okay.
Give him a B+ for effort.
Yeah, NT, man. NT.
Nicely done. So welcome back. Second half of round 5 in the sense of matches here for the Blast Pro Series. Moscow, MIBR coming into the second half with a 6-round lead and a pistol round to boot. Gonna have him feeling real nice. I mean, it was pristine. You can see...
Those are sick, man. Those are super sick.
I think, yeah, as Almazer commences his 1 versus 5, it's 5 players with 100 HP. So we've got a bit of a hesitation coming out of spawn, and unfortunately, this could come back to cost them, because while forZe are juggling weapons around, MIBR wastes no time. Fur guns his way up catwalk, doubles back to try and control tunnels, and that's when FaceCrack's able to drop him with the deagle. That AK still inside of Suicide, now down in mid. And oh boy, into the MP9 they go. KNG, saving grace. Forces Almazer to try and clutch once more. I mean, he's got a good weapon for this. Technically the best of the 3 remaining players, but check behind you.
Yeah. Oh, he's almost made the right decision. He's bleeding his way over towards A with the thought that hopefully somebody's made some play that's going to allow him to just walk up. Yeah. He had the right read. It was a good attempt, smart moves, but MIBR closed it out, and they're already well in the lead now. I think we're looking at 11-6, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a strong performance so far. We're looking forward to some more strong rounds. Jerry has picked up the SIG solo. There'll be a couple of deagles to support him. This is kind of a common buy we see sometimes that can work. He is second out to long, which actually gives him a distraction. But a lot of nades come his way. My goodness, Z-Power stood no chance, and KNG gets a frag as well. That is just a good call out from MIBR.
Yeah, it looks like forZe, I mean, they come into the second and third round with an attempt, with an idea. And before the idea can come to fruition,
you get this synergy between the HE grenade and the Molotov, because you're burning the Molotov that expands. Some people overstay their welcome, and then you have the HE that stuns and slows you in the Molotov as well, allowing it to be that much more effective.
Taco's just beneath FaceCrack here. He'd love to get this bomb down. Possibility, most certainly. I mean, hell, he still has 90 health. He's not going to plant for long, anticipating somebody's over there. Opts to double back and try to fight for Cat. There's 2 CTs, and what if they line up? Oh, there it is. Fallen, in fact, drops down. This is going to give FaceCrack the space he needs to rotate out. Fallen's head on full display, and FaceCrack just wants to play the after plant. He wants to tuck himself back into Cat.
He's got to the position that he was intending to go to in the beginning of the post plant.
He's got the smoke, too, but he's just going to let this burn out.
Yeah. Does the smoke help him?
Oh, there's a chance!
No,
KNG.
more than a chance. How is he even going to win this round? KNG's got to stick the bomb plant. It's an easy frag. A 1v3 from FaceCrack.
Beautiful. I mean, again, so wary of long that it actually helps him. You know, he's worried about somebody who's not even there, but it helps him make the proper play. And unfortunate for Fallen that he's, you know, forced off the ledge. Yeah, he's fallen. Hell of a 1v3. And KNG unable to cover that first diffuser, so that's a bit of a shaky round.
It was, yeah. He was. So the guy covering, I guess KNG was covering. He misses a shot, right? He misses probably a pretty easy opportunity, because if he peeks just enough, he can see KNG. If he peeks ultra wide, then he can see Fallen. He kills Fallen. KNG can't hit him, even though he's peeking ultra wide. Then he falls back and loses the 1v1. A little bit on KNG for sure. But, you know, at what point is that round like one person's fault? It's hard to say. It's a 1v3.
100%.
Yeah. There were a couple of mistakes made.
I'm going to cool our jets. See how MIBR want to get back into it. Here it is.
Oh, this is 1v4.
Oh, even true, right? Taco.
Oh my god.
Caught there. Yeah, Fallen, that's where he drops down. Ultra wide. As you said, the big swing. Big pop off from face crack.
Yeah, that's dirty. That was a 1v4.
Justifiable.
And it was like, I mean, small mistake from Fallen, small whiff from KNG, but overall, like, a very sick 1v4 in terms of how he
100%.
played it. Fallen staring off into the distance.
He's racking that big brain of his, trying to think, what's the next play to
Oh, he's
make?
definitely got a lot of brain in there for sure.
I mean, today's a sad day. It's the last day we will ever watch Zeus compete in Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Offensive. And I think to me, I mean,
that's what he's thinking about.
Fallen? Well, I mean, he's sitting over here succeeding, going to find himself in the finals. If he can close off this map, perhaps, who knows?
So you think he's a little happy? Doesn't have to compete against Zeus, who he said he's probably lost to more times than he's won?
Yeah. Which is fair. It's a long legacy. But I mean, you know, today is as sad of a day as when Fallen eventually could walk away from this as well, right? We're talking about legendary Counter-Strike players.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the fresh blood, the next generation. forZe. I mean, I'm still impressed with the fact that, you know, I thought they would have that chance at the major. I thought that would be their big chance to shine. And then when AVANGAR kind of stole the spotlight from them and represented CIS alongside Navi in top 8, I thought, okay, you know, forZe are good, but not yet.
Yeah.
They come here, make the most of some shaky roster changes, show that, you know, they have the individual skill and that they're, I will say now, tenure, seeing as they have played together as a core for a while.
Yeah, they played together for a very long time. Yeah.
It's now overwhelming these newer rosters. So they've got that structure. They've got the firepower.
Yeah, I think it was, you know, it got a little bit stale where there's a period of time where there was kind of gatekeeping at the top level where old players would get recycled.
Yeah.
And then after so much time, some of these young lineups that no one's ever heard of have played together for so long and just taught themselves that you have to respect them. And now they're going to be the ones adopting newer talent into their rosters. And then younger talent have proved themselves, talents like Stewie and Twist and stuff like that on their teams respectively, and broken into the top tier as well. And now we've got like a fresh kind of batch of new teams on top of fresh blood in the old top teams, and it's making things very exciting. forZe are one of those.
forZe looking to minimize mistakes here in the 19th round. They do just face USPs. Frag grenades amidst the mix. MIBR looking to hit him with the artillery strike. But when and where? That's the question. Seems pretty primed to do so on Catwalk, and if they just let forZe continue to creep in, they could hit the timing. Decent enough. USPs try to follow suit, and a dink keeps Jerry to 2 health. If that frag grenade had done just a sliver more damage, they'd have an opening, potentially an M4 to fall back with, and maybe they rack up some costs. Oi. Fallen will finish it. Almazer lets him slip past, and Fur with a P250 kill shaves it down to the 2v3. USP at a hell of a distance.
Yeah, it looks like forZe are going to make a meal of it here. This is a pretty good anti-eco. They're maintaining their guns. They've still got about $1,000 in utility per player besides Almazar, and then Almazer and Fur is on the hunt for any dropped guns. Wasn't there one there?
So,
I guess
yeah.
that AK must have been... No, I mean, no one's taking the AK unless they scooped it back up.
Could have thrown it back.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I guess they just barely picked it up.
Taco ready.
Makes sense to obviously try to hunt here if possible, if you're Taco, for something. They just feel confident about winning the duel. So forZe go ahead, scoop that one up. It's 8-11, differential of 3 rounds. It's hard to say who's going to win now that we're in the second half and forZe have already made a slight comeback.
Yeah.
It was nice for MIBR to win the pistol, of course, but who knows? Those could maybe end up just being consolation prizes. We still have a lot to see about how their CT side feels.
Yeah, that M4 just kind of disappeared, but I hear it being dropped, so they were on gun control. There should be another freebie here for forZe. Pistols once more, but they could also just charge down Z-Power. Split's gonna give him cover. He emerges from the corner with a pistol in hand, and now Fur is left to do it all. Pops his head up from lower tunnels, and he's not even gonna get a parting gift. 4 survive for forZe as they cut the lead to 2.
Yeah, that's looking at probably 6 to 8K on majority players there, it looked like, and that means wonderful things for forZe. If we move into this next rifle round, MIBR don't find their footing, there's a chance here that forZe just like perform the full-on comeback. So we'll soon find out. We'll soon find out.
Double ops immediately for MIBR. We saw that be a transition from forZe, maybe like 8 to 9 rounds deep in their CT side.
This really does strengthen their Dust2 a lot.
Yes.
In the map pool. And lost game sound, but I believe we can still be heard. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the second strong like world-class op just strengthens their Dust2 more than like technically any other team, as long as everyone starts playing well again, right?
Don't you overstep that corner, Taco. Death waits on the other side. Same can be said here for Catwalk. Fallen ready to pop off. That Molotov shouldn't force his hand too badly. Dodges the flashbang. Player does jump out, and he's not going to linger much longer. Don't blame him. I mean, sitting on a 5 versus 4 with utility in the back pocket, 50 seconds left on the clock. They could shave this down to 20 seconds if need be, but a boost. Ooh, caught by Fallen.
Fallen's like, yeah, I do that boost sometimes.
Yeah, get out of here. Dodges a flashbang slightly, and luckily for Fallen, Lucas is able to lock down long. So he's now just got to hone in on the elbow, and Face Crack's going to take a bit of damage, but it's through the cement wall. So Fallen comes out worse for wear. Face Crack comes out alone. 1 versus 4 attempt yet again, and he starts it with the first kill. Knowing Fallen's close, Lucas spams him down from long to keep MIBR in the driver's seat.
I love this storyline that the potential here with the double ops on, especially their CT side on Dust2, their CT side on Train.
Yeah.
How much it could strengthen them versus other teams, just improving their map pool, which is already pretty deep in some sense. Ignoring their off and on results, like they've developed a lot of maps, you know, with their core, Taco, Fallen, Fur, that they can kind of copy and paste. And that last round, dominant after losing a couple. Here, they turn it up again. Fallen gets the opening kill with his op duel. We hear another op rattle off on the other side of the map. Almazer gets hit by KNG. And it's getting very scary now for forZe.
I was going to say the creepy crawly coming up Catwalk, but nope. They decide to walk off, and that's probably the better play. You got 4 members of forZe waiting for you. Molly will buy some more time. See if Almazer can still succeed despite being on such little health. But with the anomaly of that 1 versus 4 from Face Crack, it hasn't really been MIBR-esque to lose these sorts of advantageous rounds. Sulking back into the bomb sites and locking things down with an advantage.
Yeah, that's all they have to do. It's really on forZe to crack open.
Pull off something exceptional. But there goes the tagged up Opper, and a trade from KNG gives him the bomb in mid. Double op successful yet again. You see them near simultaneously getting kills. Face Crack slips past tunnels, wants to challenge mid, Fallen's ready, and that's 4 surviving as MIBR take 13.
That's also 4 op kills in that round. So that's I think 3 last round, 4 this round, 7 in total, just as soon as they went double ops. A brand new threat here for forZe. They have absolutely no answer. And so what is the adjustment that forZe want to do? Well, there's technically a number of them. Technically, you know, if there's a double op, I'm personally thinking about mid to B more than anything else. Places like long can be good for the long control itself, but when getting onto the site when you know there's an op on A can be a little bit scary. Cat's also very scary, but at the same time, it's easy to shy off oppers for the initial control stage. Having pistols can be favorable versus ops, but it all alludes to close angles and rushes, and that's why mid to B I think is the best example. We need to see after this map is over how many op kills have come out, because it seems like this number is just going to grow and grow and grow.
Yep, shows no sign of stopping. Like you said, they don't have a solution to it yet.
Yeah, but like if I know there's an op at B and an op at A, I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna split.
Yeah, through the doors.
It's
perhaps
really scary if you're playing mid and you think they're gonna rush out mid doors, because even if they get the 1 kill, you continue with your push. There's 3 people behind you. That's an instant trade. Score
getting out of hand. 14 to the 9 of forZe. They're going to have a buyback on the cards, but I mean, you've got Fallen and KNG just double peeking you middle. The snipers that have turned the CT side up a notch and then some. Add in the fact that, I mean, they weren't even able to pick up the pistol. forZe have been kind of out of it here in the second half.
I guess the early presence at mid makes mid to be even scary because that's Fallen, who you know is going to rotate over to A. Plus, they get a kill. They know that MIBR running high on confidence. Wow, 2 players close long. Fallen on the A site, uncontested. They've got no threats. I really don't see, you know, how forZe can even look scary here.
You're going to need somebody to individually pop off. You need Jerry to slam some shots down range. Get some pinpoint utility. Looks like FaceCrack is tasked with the daunting challenge of going out first. Molotov meant to hold them back, but they do get themselves into elbow, and Fallen may not know they're already this close. He's going to have Fur to come help him from car. Fur successful in his endeavor. Now Fallen able to lock it down close enough. FaceCrack, though, bounces back, and they know Lucas is down long. It's a man advantage up for MIBR, but the retake moves forward regardless, and it seems like it's going to be that trident of a retake. No, excuse me. They forego the catwalk and instead throw KNG over towards long to work back in with Lucas. Taco's come up from CT ramp. He's already starting to crest the ramp now, in fact. Jerry's going to get caught in no man's land, and it all falls onto FaceCrack yet again. Whoa, just shoulder peeking, dodging these shots, doesn't want to get caught out by the off of KNG, and there it is. This time, he lands the shot, he covers the defuse, and MIBR secure 15.
I like the double down on long. They had more outs when they had KNG rotate over. If he was to come out into CT, it wouldn't have been that useful as an op backing up, trying to hit someone on the cat cross. They called out the bomb was planted there, and they had the right idea the whole time. Super sick peek in the beginning of the map, in the beginning of the round, which seems kind of inconsequential when we look at how important these kills are, but obviously that being a 5v4 allows this retake to just be that much easier. So overall, pretty sick from MIBR here, especially in these last few rounds. They've just been lighting it up. Fallen's going to spot a couple of targets in what could be the last round of round 5 here for MIBR and forZe. forZe obviously waiting for the opportunity to go to a grand finals appearance. And funnily enough, I mean, they could potentially lose to MIBR here. Don't know what the results are for the other teams.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But if MIBR meet them in the finals, this is kind of a cool thing they're learning about themselves here. And it looks like they're on their way. 2 players left. zPower and Jerry have to go up against 4.
They don't have bomb control, and Fur slip past it. I mean, he's just behind enemy lines. Oh, but he could get caught. zPower's going to finish his kill off. Doesn't cost him too much health.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing. Sure, you've got a couple kills, but you're playing off the disadvantage, and you still haven't found the solution to what's been the biggest issue, this double op that still stands tall in a 3v2. 50 seconds on the clock. Taco's going to take that forward advancement into the tunnels. KNG's got bottom mid control. I mean, this isn't even MIBR playing inside of sights. Ooh, maybe this is overstepping a bit. Never mind. Taco nails the headshot. He's even going to get a good chance at a second duel. I mean, zPower's got no cover. Health disadvantage. MIBR come to swarm him, and they do it in style. Finishing the second half on fire. 5 in a row.